but we're getting live in the game. Sinister first night, it's best of 3, it's quarterfinals, fazz and k1llsen. This is the last Sunday Cup before DreamHack. It's next week. Oh my goodness, and we're signing off with k1llsen. Both of these players will be there performing. And let's see now what k1llsen can do off of the start. He's got the same spawners against Eti. He's got that railgun right off the start here.
And he's playing slow. He decided to enter the room from below. Fazz was there. It's only 5 seconds to red, and I think Fazz beautiful position. Like he knew k1llsen only had that angle to enter, so he went there earlier and he started spamming so that basically he got a red for free. Now it's unfortunate to hit the rail at the beginning, but now this wow. Did you expect this to happen this way? Probably the rail is what made k1llsen win that battle.
Certainly, and k1llsen's getting right in the face of Fazz there. 2 big rockets straight into Fazz, but Fazz still standing, but not for any longer, as the railgun does stop him from running anymore. And k1llsen is going to be 2-0 up at the moment, and he's looking for something else right now. But he's just got to worry about position. Catches Fazz there. Fazz trying to hit those rails, but sticking around for another one. That's going to be him dead. Perhaps a mistake from Fazz, and even off the spawn with the pummel out, trying to just gauntlet k1llsen. Not going to happen. Very ambitious there from our Swedish friend. However, k1llsen, any edge you give him, he will take, and he will maximize on the
And I
output.
think this is now the test for... Here we can really see Fazz, like what level he is at, especially on the mental level. Really now slow down the game and make sure that, you know, the next fight that he takes is at his terms, or really like rush. And I mean, this was a bit unfortunate, I think. Like he was sort of going sneaky, but then k1llsen saw the opportunity and just rushed in. But it's only 4 frags and 8 minutes. That's totally doable. It's just a matter of, you know, how much Fazz is in his own game at the moment, how much he's focused, and he can, you know, read the situation correctly.
So right now, k1llsen, with that crazy stack, we're looking at Fazz right now. So I'm going to switch to Fazz. He's got 100 armor. You can see he's got all the major weapons. Put himself up to 150 now. The red is spawning, and he's got an angle on it. But how is he going to make this play? At the moment, he doesn't know where k1llsen is. k1llsen waits for a commitment there from Fazz and connects to rail. But that actually ended out better for Fazz here. Fazz going to go confident onto this mega health. Has to back away, though, as he does. And k1llsen going to take that one. Fazz at least has a time on it. So Fazz is biding his time there. He lost more or less 50 armor from that little exchange over at the mega. But he did get himself a mega health time again as k1llsen picks it up. So things are going okay for Fazz so far, but he's walking the razor's edge right now. Anything could go a bit crazy right now. Oh, and he telefrags k1llsen. What was that? Ridiculous there from Fazz. You can't... what was that? Seriously, that is not something that happens very frequently, but Fazz, he got a gift from the Quake gods themselves. They bestowed their glory upon him, and now he's going to be... He's running control now. There's nothing k1llsen can do. Fazz just has to run the items, keep k1llsen off, and he can get frags. But k1llsen going to pick up that red armor, and all of a sudden Fazz now has to try to deal more damage, but k1llsen is going to get out of there. He still needs weapons, though.
Well, I don't know. This was really a gift. It was very funny anyway. But yeah, nice to see k1llsen, like, you know, even if after the spawn frag, he just went for red, just knowing, you know, I'm gonna take it. I don't want to give you the 200. I'm gonna take this red. And he was very lucky because from the point of view of the weapons, now this exchange, we should probably focus on this. Now, from the point of view of the weapon advantage, that was like a free frag for Fazz. Somehow k1llsen managed to make it work. Fazz has to hit a bit more shots, I have the feeling. There are some angles that he should, like that rail before, should have connected. But anyway, if he can, this is really his opportunity. I mean, it's now 3 frag. He has the stack. k1llsen is at the point where he's probably looking for a fight at the next mega. Especially if he can, like 10 seconds prior the mega, he can position himself and maybe do some damage and then attack mega. This could really turn the control in his favor. He has the choice now because he knows red is gonna be up very soon. Fazz is sneaking here as well. This is good exchange.
And this is not bad at all, actually, from k1llsen. Kind of shutting Fazz out there. So k1llsen managed to, he got telefragged, Fraz, giving Fraz the frag and control, but k1llsen managed to just lock Faz out of the mega there. So now k1llsen is actually, his damage control is actually phenomenal. I mean, he's lost almost, it's like all that telefrag was to k1llsen was, let's say, a frag for Faz and like a 2-3 minute setback, and now he's kind of fine again. Faz is a bit dangerous, but k1llsen with those rails is looking to connect, not quite finding the angle. Faz trying to just crouch there to find a pixel to connect, and there finally he does connect with one, and k1llsen unable to return to Faz. Might feel confident with the challenge on this mega. Here he goes with a drop straight onto mega. k1llsen pulls out the lightning gun. Rockets by Faz are phenomenal there, pushing k1llsen all the way back through the red armor teleporter, and now k1llsen going to try to make more damage onto Faz. Faz did not expect that, and all of a sudden k1llsen, unless he can stop Faz or put more damage on him as he picks up this red, is going to be a little bit behind on the resources, and Faz may have just finally gotten something of an advantage, but I mean, he just can't seem to find k1llsen to capitalize.
k1llsen played defensive, played beautifully in defense. Like, he was anticipating Faz, and he basically managed to contain what otherwise would have been a terrible loss. Like, now his stack is really low. He's on the run, and he has to make sure that Faz is no way near. I have to say, k1llsen seems to be able to read Faz better than his opponent. And so, in a sense, he might have enough time to stack up. If you think now, no damage exchange between the two players for the last 30 seconds at least, which is definitely beneficial for k1llsen. And this is actually a bit of a problem for Faz, because Faz has the control. This is when he should shine. He has to recover from 3 frags, and there is a bit of time, but not too much, especially if he accepts that k1llsen can slow down the game so much.
So far it's really k1llsen who's looking like this weathered tournament veteran, and how well he's keeping up with his advantage in his lead, because that's really a very strong sign of someone who's very good in the competition. They're so well able to hold on to the leads, because having an advantage on the scoreboard is a massive commodity, because it changes the fundamental way the game is played. It means that Faz is trying to get frags. k1llsen is not trying to get frags, which changes a lot of the options for him. Like, it's more priority for him to keep alive and keep good defensive positioning and keep, the war of attrition alive is more or less in the kind of favor for decisions that he's going to want to make. Faz has to go towards him, so k1llsen is keeping his lead alive. The nice little exchange there, it might be going Faz's way, but so far Faz hasn't shown us that he can get at k1llsen and just kill him. So let's see if Faz can do it now. He's sneaking around, listening in. Here's some footsteps, and there's a jumping, drops down onto the yellow. Still can't quite seem to come to terms with k1llsen though, and it's still 4-1, and now it's 2 minutes left. This is best of 3, I remind you though, and Faz is going to get railed away, but he will pick up the red. k1llsen is playing so well. Yeah,
he is. Okay, this is the fight. Faz is the winner.
Oh my goodness. Perfect lightning gun there from Faz as he speeds on over to that yellow armor. He might just have started the comeback with that frag right there. And with a minute left, 40 seconds on the board, and he's going to be just trying to grab this one. Red, get over to that mega, and then just, that's going to be his eyes just, closed. Just got to go for the frags. Can't consider any other options. Got to get the frags right now as he has so little time. And k1llsen, if he gives him a chance to build up, it's going to allow him to be more and more sneaky, be more and more efficient when he's defensive. But he's going to catch out k1llsen. Beautiful trap there from Faz, but he's got to finish it off. Oh, he switches to the rail, and he clutches it away. Does get the kill. It's one left from tying it up. He has an idea on k1llsen's positioning. He spotted him off the spawn, so Memento is looking like Faz is going to be able to do this, but it's going to be close. And oh, k1llsen's going to drop for the lightning gun. That is the crucial mistake, the tying frag. Faz is bringing it all the way back with that first frag about 40 seconds ago with the lightning gun. Faz may have just done it.
Fantastic job from Faz, really. I mean, he was patient, and he did the perfect thing. Like, he just set up traps at the locations where where he could expect k1llsen to do something. Maybe k1llsen a bit too careless in how he dropped. Both of the time, it's like, why would he need to go so? I mean, he could just camp somewhere, and just buy time there. Instead, he decided that he needed the weapons, which is of course true. So in the end, I think it's just credit to Fazz for doing an amazing thing. Now, if I were Fazz, I would just bring this to this issue here and tries to get the frag.
There it is. Oh no, k1llsen's going to turn it around.
Oh
14 health. That was ridiculous. And you can see Fazz was scrambling. He wanted to end it so badly before overtime. And now k1llsen's turned it around. He's got the frag at the start of the overtime. And that is so insane. You know, k1ll's a player who's so comfortable. Like, if you look at Fazz's position, what he's in, k1ll would just sit on the control. He's like, I don't even care. I'm just going to let it go to overtime. I don't care that I can win it quickly because I know I can be comfortable by holding on to this control and winning it in the long term. And Fazz maybe a bit too aggressive there, and he gets punished for it. Now he's got to do the impossible again, and k1llsen, I don't think he's going to let that happen. The time is ticking again for Fazz, but this time, it's not as if he has much to even work with. Before, at least he had armor. He could scrape together some weapons as well, but now he is just so limited. He's got the LG, goes for the defense on the Mega, but he's too early, and he's not going to be able to pick it up mid-fight. It may have been enough to make the difference, but I think that may have been the last nail in the coffin there for Fazz on Sinister. What do you make of that?
Yeah, too bad. Really, there was no point for Fazz to be so aggressive. And it's funny that you mentioned k1ll, because I was thinking exactly of him. Like, he would say, oh, in a situation like this, there is absolutely no point in forcing the issue. You can just go over time. He had the control and just keep doing what he was doing. Instead, like, he had the opportunity, then he was a bit too slow to get, and then he decided nonetheless to chase. And I think that really gave k1llsen the advantage, at least from the point of view of aim.
Certainly.
I would say GG for both players. I mean, it was a very entertaining match. I think Fazz did very well in getting back and bring it to the overtime. Too bad for that last mistake. k1llsen just aimed beautifully, and yeah, it was just perfect execution.
Yeah, it's definitely quite interesting because, again, thinking of k1ll, I feel like k1ll's, that's where some people may look to k1ll's his visage of fearlessness. He has this kind of mask he puts on where he plays Quake, where he's almost this unshakable kind of fearless player. Even though, of course, you know, like every player, he's got this emotional side which can hurt him in his decision making, or you know, maybe make him suffer some inconsistencies here and there. But overall, the way that k1ll likes to play the game is quite fearless in nature, and that's what it is. It's like, we could be playing for 50 minutes, for 60 minutes of overtimes, and I'm still going to win, and I'm going to hold on to that one frag. And that's like what it feels like when I watch him in those situations. Fazz may be a bit too scared of k1llsen there. Who knows what it was? But either way, it's going to be toxicity now. A very explosive map. Surely this plays in the favor of k1llsen's natural skill sets. But we've seen some good stuff from Fazz here too of late. So let's see what happens here. k1llsen jumps over for the mega health. Fazz does get a bearing on the pickup, but he's without really the lightning gun. That's going to be a priority here as he goes for the shot, but it's returned from k1llsen. k1llsen, you know, speeding off right now on toxicity to a very healthy advantage with a very weak Fazz.
Yeah, right from the beginning, you could see that k1llsen really had a plan and executed it beautifully. And the first exchanges in terms of damage were all in favor of k1llsen. This is really horrible. It's only 30 seconds in, and look at the difference in stack. k1llsen is gonna take this mega for sure. Even maybe land some damage on Fazz as he tries to go. Basically just stay alive because there is nothing to pick up. And k1llsen also has the position for red. This is just perfect.
Yeah, this feels like one of those situations where the really, really brilliant player basically just goes and suicides to avoid the situation where you can't pressure because you don't have anything, because you're too scared. You know, you're scared that you will die. I feel like maybe there is that's one of those cases where it's worth it to just run at k1llsen and die as fast as you can, because we saw Fazz running around, like you said, he couldn't find anything to pick up, and k1llsen all the meanwhile, you know, he's just picking up everything he wanted, and that 200-200 situation was so close for k1llsen, and that's the one spot that you can't allow a player to get to, especially one with as good as aim as k1llsen has. And Fazz right now, he's suffering, but so far he has kept the scoreline pretty close. But there's a third frag, beautiful rail there for k1llsen, and Fazz is going to find himself now in a very, very hard predicament as Fazz is above that red armor, but k1llsen, he's got the lightning gun out, and Fazz goes for the rocket jump. That was a very risky play that somehow actually pays off. And now, defending that mega health, there's no sight of Fazz. k1llsen is really running the show here, and I think it's just a matter of time until he really explodes and just racks up the frags. But maybe Fazz
and you have to remember that in this map, red armor counts much less than in others, because the way you can play in control here is that you time mega, you make sure you take that, and then you take the 2 yellow armors, and then you just use red to damage the opponent as it drops for it. So I really think what Fazz needs to do is out damage k1llsen, and this is, you know, consider this as one of the hardest tasks that you may ever have in Quake. But yeah, there is just no way out of this. It's like even if he does a trap, k1llsen is gonna win in terms of stacks and then probably replenish afterwards. So it's really about this long range damage. He has to predict well where k1llsen is placed, do exactly what k1llsen is actually doing, which is reading his opponent very well and just spamming left and right.
And I think this is one of the reasons why people want this map like to be removed from the map pool, because they feel like it's so hard once one player, especially the top level players, gets into a position that k1llsen's in right now. Like you're saying, you know, what really are the options like for Fazz to come back? I mean, the only thing that I can think of is for him to, because he's going to be outstacked, he's going to be outgunned, he's going to be likely outpositioned as well if k1llsen's playing correctly. And there's some great rails there from Fazz, but this is it. You got to get a good bearing of the time for the mega and the red, and you got to make the fight so that you can repeatedly die probably about 3 times before those items spawn, so that k1llsen is low. But that relies upon you hitting the damage, and that's some great shots there from k1llsen as well as Fazz.
This could really be the opening. He stole the mega and he did damage, and now I mean, in terms of stacks, k1llsen is still at advantage, but he has an advantage in terms of armor, which is something that it's easy to replenish here. But yeah, good rail from k1llsen. This could actually stop. And look at k1llsen, how he's playing. He's really reading Fazz very well. Then he missed a few rails, but I really have this feeling like in k1llsen's mind, the game of Fazz at the moment, it's an open book.
A game of Fazz. Indeed, and it seems like he's very k1llsen is actually playing very smart. He's waiting sometimes for Fazz to make the move, even though k1llsen kind of has the impetus to make the move on a map like this with a stack like he has. You know, you'd think, oh, you know, Fazz has to be defensive, he has to hide. You know, I'm k1llsen, I got the stack, I got to go chase him. But actually, k1llsen in some spots is like, I think Fazz will attack me now. So he like tries to wait in certain spots to catch him. It's been successful so far, and some good damage there from k1llsen onto Fazz, and Fazz returning it an okay amount, but still it's unwanting. And here k1llsen just walks up to Fazz, and Fazz will pick up that yellow mid-fight, but still it does not help him. And look at this, boom, 200 health, boom, 125 armor. There is a red coming as well.
The timing of that attack was just perfect. It was like, to the point they were just exchanging damage from far away, and at a certain point k1llsen just goes in, gets the kill right before mega. Yeah, it's just playing beautifully, and really, it's so hard. I'm just switching between the two players and thinking what Fazz could do, but it's just so hard. k1llsen is just playing perfectly, and yeah, just as we said before, I mean, it's just, okay, now finally Fazz manages to take a red. If he could survive for like 30 seconds more and get a bit more stack, but now k1llsen is forcing the issue again.
That was just beautiful from k1llsen. That was just so accurate. Look at it, brutal accuracy there from k1llsen. It's not something you can mess with. And 10-0, it is really like Fazz is super helpless here against k1llsen. I mean, it feels as if there's not much he can really do against this. I mean, again, I mean, we've been reiterating that a few times here. Is the ways to get back in these situations against someone like k1llsen that is so slim. I mean, you really need to see someone like Rafa get put in this position you can use. He's so aware of the map, and his decision making on the positioning is so strong. And this map is very much about positioning, and that is kind of the way that you can make up for damage when you're, you know, with a much worse stack. You can try to find that extra damage you need with really strong positioning. But if k1llsen plays it perfectly, like, he should be able to anticipate all of those moves.
Yeah,
great shots.
I don't know if I agree with Fazz's plan. So Fazz's plan was, I took red armor and then I took mega. and then I go back, stay for like 15 seconds in the red armor, and then I try to get it again. And in the end, k1llsen just hits 2 rails and basically negates all the advantage. I was thinking maybe fazz in that situation, right after he took Mega, he should have committed to one of the 2 yellow, which are much more, which are much easier to control in a sense, at least compared to the red armor. To me, that was a bit of a missed opportunity. And in the end, it doesn't really change the situation where, you know, k1llsen is just unstoppable. And it could just go on like this for the remainder of this match.
Certainly, it's looking like a very grim reality for fazz here. And again, you know, it is the kind of gameplay like this that makes many people question Toxicity's presence in modern map pools. And it is what it is. It's really hard to comment on it because, you know, whenever you see a bad game on a map, you could easily say, oh, you know, it's the map and so on and so forth. That's not entertaining, when sometimes, you know, it can just be the way the players are matched up. But I think this map does have the most points of argument for something like that. So with 2 minutes left and a 13-0 scoreline, I think it's going to be fazz out of this quarterfinal here. And it's really heartbreaking in a sense for fazz because he had that moment of desperation right at the end of Sinister that really cost him the Sinister game that he really had in the bag.
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe it's good. Maybe it's good for him. Like, he made this kind of mistake now where he's playing serious, he's well trained, and he's going into probably the biggest tournament this year. So I think this is the right time to take something like this and really say, well, what was the mistake? You know, how I correct this. From a point of view of like doing the best at DreamHack, well, I mean, what the point of winning like this cup? It's probably to gain confidence. But if there are some like some problems in your game, and you can take a cup like this to remove them, I think it's just for the greater good.
Yeah, very, very, very good point actually. Win when it counts. And definitely you're going to prefer winning at DreamHack Winter as opposed to a Sunday Cup that we have every week. So definitely a very good point there. And fazz has been making some finals and so on in Sunday Cups as well. So he's definitely quite confident with this game. And you know, actually, last time we had fazz on, sorry, we had Rafa on, and we were commentating fazz versus Ash, I think, in a final. It was Ash that actually won, I believe, and Rafa was making the point that, you know, fazz has maybe a tendency sometimes to give away games where he has the advantage that he should, in theory, win. And so that was another kind of moment like that, but it was a much closer moment. Like, it was something that you can be like, well, I could really see many players making that mistake. You need to have a lot of let's say confidence, a lot of experience to really understand how to manage that situation. Because if we're like looking at it again from fazz's perspective, he's against k1llsen. He has the opportunity to close the map out. He could have well won the fight, and then it would have been like that. But it takes a good presence of mind in a tense situation to be like, actually, I know I can win this in the next 4 minutes, so I'm just going to chill. So it was, I think, a much more marginal call as opposed to some of the other games we've seen fazz where he's had the advantage and given it away. So it does give me confidence that his game is improving a lot. And the next game is going to be k1llsen versus k1llsen semi-final. k1llsen and k1llsen. That should be pretty nice. What do you want to say about that?
I want to see k1llsen, and I want to see... Yeah, I'm very curious. Just because recently I was a bit out of like watching all the tournaments and everything. I am not sure to what you know, how well k1llsen is playing. And again, it's very nice to take k1llsen as like the test for the players. It's like it gives you some insight of the current level, and we know, I mean, this is now a different story, completely different story from fazz versus k1llsen, because of, you know, I mean, k1llsen is the guy that is probably, if you want to name a guy that can take any other player and, you know, and find a way to beat them, it's probably Rafa and k1llsen. So let's see what happens.
I'm very excited for this. So we haven't seen k1llsen play a lot recently in these tournaments. So we'll be seeing that very shortly. We'll have a quick break, of course, and we'll be back here live on FACEIT TV with k1llsen and k1llsen for the 7th Sunday Cup of the full season. So stick with us and we'll be right